Hello Wombat friends, Andang here for another look at Planet Coaster. It is now the second alpha, as you can tell in the top right here with 0.2. And we are here inside a mountain, and as you can see there's actually a coaster that goes through here along with a path. And this is just super awesome. And it comes on out here and the coaster just went through there. As you can see, there's now these natural paths, which are super cool and just absolutely fantastic. And if we look just all over this park, there's all sorts of detail, and they've just built right into this mountain in really creative ways, and this coaster comes out and around. Just super awesome how it does that. And I mean, just this is fantastic, and you can see the line for this coaster is just immensely long. It has an awesome setup here with these like really nice looking lights. And what's even crazier is that this is Mount Rushmore, at least a replica of it, and the coaster literally goes through the mountain. I mean, it's just absolutely insane what is going on here. And let's go ahead and ride the ride. They now have coasters actually in the game, so you can actually build them properly. And here's the end of the coaster. And it's called the American Arrow. Everybody get off. Get out of here. And as you can see, they've added in queues, which allow people to actually get on to the ride much faster because they don't have to run forever. They just get in these queues and can all load in on the different parts of the train at once, as we'll see here in a second, once everybody gets all the way off the platform, because safety first apparently. But look how quick that train loads, and they're already locked in and good to go. And it's a pretty vertical chain here. And you can actually speed up and slow down chains even after they're placed, which is really cool. And just all sorts of other details. You can custom color all of the different cars, and also the actual rails itself. All can be custom colored independently from each other. So you can just really go crazy with your color scheme. And here we go. So, as you can tell with the whole Mount Rushmore thing, the biggest change with this update is actually the terrain editor has been added in, which we'll go through in a bit. But you can just see how awesome of things you can create. You can literally create a replica of Mount Rushmore, and if they spent even more time, it could look even more accurate to Mount Rushmore itself, because the tools are just that good. It's really just how long you want to spend customizing things. You can also now, anything can create a tunnel itself, at least coaster wise, and I'm pretty sure paths as well can create tunnels, which is super awesome. Or you can create the tunnels independent, and just look at that open area in the middle where the tracks come together and collide with each other in the middle of this mountain. It's just, the design here is really awesome. Over the line there. I mean, this game just gets cooler and cooler every time I look at it, and this alpha is no exception. They're still in only the second alpha, and the game already looks this good and has just tons and tons of detail and things that you can do. It's absolutely amazing. And then slow down for the final approach back in to the station. And the camera comes back to right where you were, and just look at that. That is awesome. That is absolutely awesome. So, let's now take a look at the terrain editor. And to do that, we'll actually come over to the side here, and we're just going to burrow right through here. So we go over to terrain and push. We're just going to push through. And it will just push through. And it will keep pushing through. If we go inside here now, if it will let us, we can actually go inside. And you can see we actually started burrowing on into the other side here. And you can go down or whatever direction you want, and you can just push anything out, and it'll just go. And so if we want to add in more light in here, we can, and once it eventually goes through. And then if we can maneuver properly, we should be able to go inside that, but obviously not doing the best job there. So anyway, you can go all over throughout this terrain, and there's just so much editing that you can do. It's just ridiculous, and you can push in at any point and be able to do whatever. You can also flatten either the foundation. So let's say you want to like flatten through and just carve through here. You can, and so you can create like nice little outcroppings where you're just going away at the foundation into the mountain. And so you can create just absolutely amazing things, and you stay basically at the same level. I mean, this is just super cool. And then you can also flatten to a surface. So let's say you want this surface to be flat, you can just do that, and it will flatten on through exactly how you want. And so you can get any angle to be flattened. So let's say you want to flatten like that, you can. And now you have this crazy angled plateau type thing. It's super awesome and incredibly in depth. You can chisel away at things, which is kind of like a slower, more methodical cutting here. You can also smooth everything on out, which I mean makes sense. That's pretty standard stuff. And then of course you can pull out. So you can make these outcroppings that look just super awesome. So you can create like shelves onto the side of things, and it just looks really cool. You can combine different, you know, places and things like that, and it all works. And you can then paint the terrain. And you can change how fast and how big of an area you're painting. So if you want like this whole area to be barren wasteland, you can. You can have it be as green as can be, or sandy. There's sand. So you can create just like a little sand pit, and you can see our natural paths are still natural. It just looks super awesome. Now, we might have gone a little bit crazy with the sand there, but you get the idea. Just so much depth, and it's just really cool how all these different tools combine into each other. And eventually there will be a water tool as well, so you can put water pretty much wherever you want. And I'm hoping that there can be waterfalls and things like that. I don't know if there will be or not, but that would be super awesome if there was. I mean, there's just so much depth in here. One other thing I want to do, I don't think I'm going to finish this coaster, but I am going to start. And, oh, another thing. There's now multiple kinds of coasters, including like junior coasters and all sorts of stuff. Let's actually just build a junior coaster up here, because we're not going to actually have it be built, but I'm wanting to show the tunnel tool. You can auto tunnel, and it will do that for you. Let's actually curve down this way. Another thing is they've kind of sort of added in money, not really. The prices are definitely nowhere near even remotely final. And then for some reason it's not letting us go down any further, but you get the idea. So now it's actually tunneling on through. And it'll just keep going all day long, and then it knows that it assumes that you don't want to tunnel through another surface, so it knows where the tunnel ends and the new surface starts, and so it'll actually move off of that and curve another direction. You can easily stop that, where if we go back here, by just simply moving it into it and then building out, and it'll do that. And it keeps curves, which is super awesome, so you don't have to keep telling it to curve or anything like that. And so we can just build like this nice little shelf into this mountain essentially, and then build back on inside, and it's really cool. And if we wanted to come out through the nose here, we can, and create just this craziness. Now, if you delete after you've already terrained, it doesn't undo itself. That's the only downside as far as I can tell. But I think if we actually use the undo button, it might actually let you. Yeah, so there you go. You just have to hit the other undo button. So, super cool. And we're going to try to connect it back on up here. Although I think we'll need a chain, to be honest. Let's actually undo and add in a chain. Oh. Friction wheel lift, okay. And then let's curve it back down. And then another tool, which is super awesome, is you can actually autocomplete, and it'll do it for you. Albeit not the best, but let's go ahead and say that that's what we want. And then let's actually edit this a bit, because I want a bit more natural return here. Let's actually curve it out like that. And then autocomplete like that. So there we go. Let's actually edit track again. And you can actually test the ride. And it will start testing itself. So here it goes on down. And it comes out down here. Comes on back up and around somewhere. Right up here. then I'm not sure if it'll actually be able to continue on through because I don't think it has enough speed. Yep, for some reason the autocomplete did not actually really do a good job of completing. But of course it is still alpha. So what we want to do go back here, turn this into a friction wheel lift. And so hopefully this will work properly. And I have no idea what that's going to do, but here's hoping that it's not something completely crazy. So now let's actually place an entrance and place an exit. And you can choose if you want it on the other side at the start. I did not do that, so it did not give me the option. So now we have to figure out how to get down. So let's go ahead and place a path here. And we're just going to go straight down because I'm lazy. Whoops. Let's actually undo that. And these are like the endless stairs. Okay. Come on. Literally will take forever to get down these things. Okay, there we go. We made it. The endless stair. Alright. Let's build a queue. And you can make it be 90-degree angles through here, but I'm not for no reason. Oops, I forgot we have to use this special kind of booth. There we go. Open. Okay, let's actually change the color of this place. And you can actually customize the color of rides. So let's say we want this to be a green ride altogether. You can actually do that. You can do the same thing with the car. So now we have our green train here. Look at that thing. Alright, that's not creepy at all. So hopefully people will actually come all the way up here. Not entirely convinced anyone actually will, but let's speed up time here and see if anyone comes on up this way. Here comes the crowd that is not going on this ride. Okay. There's people. On up the endless stair. So that is actually green. It's hard to tell because it's weird, crazy nighttime. Okay, people are almost to the top here. Top of Mount Rushmore. Okay, slow down time. Well, not quite that far. Okay, so we should be starting any moment now. Because it shouldn't be waiting for full train. Eventually, I think they're going to add in more customization options to where you can tell it to wait for full trains and stuff like that. So here we go. This is a kid ride on Mount Rushmore. We have no banking or anything like that. And you can see the tunnel tool there. Just insanity. And that's the whole ride, pretty much. So it takes a long time to get back on up. Which I think I can actually edit. Super slow. But it gets the job done. Okay, yeah, we definitely need to speed that up. So let's pause time, close the ride, edit the ride, more options. Chain speed needs to be 4. Alright. For that whole thing. Okay. Cool. And unpause time. So that should work better now. We hope. So let's go ahead and speed up time and let it go. Here they go. Maybe. It's open. I don't know why they're not going. That's kind of weird. Unless they're waiting for like the long lost family member of who knows who. I don't know what's going on. That is weird. Nope, they're just sitting there. Waiting for who knows what. Okay, let's open and close this again. Pause time. And pause time. Now they all have to get off. Hopefully some of them will write it again. Very inefficient exit pattern, I must admit. Here we go again. Round 2. And they're still waiting. Oh, here they go. Okay. Let's actually watch this again. Comes a cinematic camera. It's so fast. This is just a junior coaster, keep that in mind. So that just takes them on up. That is really cool from underneath, actually. Man, wasn't that fun? Get off the chain and the fun really starts. Not really. Look at that view though, that is kind of scary, I'm sure. Considering there aren't even seatbelts on this ride. Okay, that is crazy. It's just barely at the top there. Okay, well that's an interesting little thing. I mean, you can see that you can really do whatever you want with this, and it's just super awesome. And then we have these natural paths. I mean, there's just so much detail that you can put into everything. I mean, there's all these different building types. They've added in brick buildings of like a more modern brick type. They haven't really added any facilities or anything like that kind of stuff. They have added in some new rides, but nothing that's just super amazing and new. The main focus is just on the renewed coaster builder and the terrain. So that's a look at the second alpha for Planet Coaster. It's super awesome. I'm still amazingly excited for this game and can't wait for it to eventually release, potentially later this year. So anyway, thank you everyone so much for watching, and I'll see you again real soon for more content. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, feel free to hit the like button below. And if you'd like to see more of my daily content, feel free to subscribe, and you'll be notified when that new content comes out. And also, if you'd like to help support my channel and help me continue to create high quality videos, feel free to support me on Patreon, and you can get all sorts of great rewards in the process. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you again real soon for another video.